guess it's about time someone wrote a song about the mattress. I feel it in my bones. I could find, take this money from under the mattress, crawl in a bed of my own. Stoking fires, changing channels, I more than paid my penance. And I've done time, baby, overnight. I overstayed my sentence in this life and storm.
Sweet Odetta in the spring of '82. They stopped driving cattle, there's nothing left to do. I could not make a mind with no stake to take a wife. So I robbed the bank in Laramie, and I took the teller's life. Cowboys don't live forever, and outlaws die young. Promises don't mean a single thing to a man who's on the run. I've got 6 shots in my pistol and a posse on my trail. I know if they catch me, they'll send me straight to hell. Hey! My horse gave out beneath me before I made Cheyenne. It looks like this damn desert is where I'll meet my end. And it's goodbye, Odetta, all my love's in vain. If I go to heaven, perhaps we'll meet again. And cowboys don't live forever, and outlaws die young. Promises don't mean a goddamn thing to a man who's on the run. I've got 6 shots in my pistol and a posse on my trail. Just as soon to kill me and spend my life in jail. And it's goodbye, Odetta, all my love's in vain. And if I go to heaven, perhaps we'll meet again. My name's John Hall. I was born in Mobile at the Mobile Infirmary. I'm 55 years old. In 1970, I was born during the Senior Bowl, and my mother played music. She was a keyboard player, and over the course of her life, she played piano for David Allen Coe, Johnny Paycheck, Hank Williams Jr. It was just strictly come to town gigs that she would always play, but she was one of those people that would be tapped when somebody famous came to play. I guess I learned to play. My parents were big time music people, listened to a lot of stuff, and we traveled all over the country selling drugs at concerts. My daddy was a fugitive from the federal government. By the time I was 12, we lived in 39 states and moved 188 times when my mother stopped counting. And I was exposed to an awful lot of music, just all kinds of music. So they bought me a stringed instrument. I got my first one when I was 2. I have no recollection of not being able to play. As far as my memory goes back, I could always play. I learned to read and write by the time I was 3, and so they would just give me books, and so I taught myself how to play guitar, and my mother taught me music theory. When I was 12, we started playing in bars and honky-tonks. We started on the state line of Alabama and Mississippi, a place called Johnny's Smokehouse, and across from it, the Red Barn, and we started playing that whole strip on Highway 90, all the way from Dick's Liberty Lounge, all the way back to the Mariner, the Shingle Mill, the Beach Club, the Warehouse, and played it for years and years. And so I recently just retired, but for 42 years I've been playing in bars and honky-tonks all over the Southeast.
Can you tell me a little bit about like the importance of like community within music? Like growing up, you obviously were surrounded by a huge influence of music, local music, the giggers and the grinders. Can you talk a little bit about how your life has kind of evolved from like growing up, like literally just being thrown into that, and then your children kind of picking up on that and kind of adapting more, and like kind of talk about that little wave there?
Well, for me it was kind of strange, because for me it was a craft, and I was taught, as a man, what you do, and I had children from an early age and a family and everything. It was another means to an end. For me it was a bag of groceries, or it was the power bill or something. It was a work that you do, and the people that I was introduced to and I was around so much, it was a job, it was something we do that you go out and do to provide for your family, and for me, I was a Boilermaker, and so when I was working, I would drop it and I'd go work, and then when I'd come back, when I wasn't working, I would play music, and I always tried to, that was the frame of mind that I introduced to my children when they decided they were going to do it, and it looked like they were interested in it, for me to introduce it to them, is like a craft. It's something that you do as to make money to do for a living, but not only the love of it, because I believe that kind of came secondary, introduced them to all these different kinds of music, which I am so grateful to my parents for turning me on to so many kinds of music, because in turn I was able to show them all this world of just so many kinds of music, and they just ate it up. And but for me and for us, I think that was kind of beneficial to present it to them that way, that it was a feasible and a real thing at which you could provide for your family at some point. It's a job of work, and I think so many people don't view it that way when they're playing, view it as a way to work, and provide for yourself. And I think that was kind of important and kind of a different thing about us.
All right, you ready? My name's John Hall, and I am my dad's second son out of 4. 2 out of 4. I forgot what else he said to say. I started, I don't know, I really don't remember a time like learning to play drums, or just starting to play drums, I guess. Or just music in general, it's just something I've always done. Like I don't remember learning how to walk or talk either. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I used to love it when Dad would have band practice, and then I have like really early memories of it, like at my Papaw Spooner's house, my great grandpa, where my granny lived. So they would have band practice there, and they would have like crawfish bowls and shit like that, you know. And so Dad would always be playing for that. Fuck, I don't even know how old I was, but the ones I remember like most fondly or the most of was when we lived behind Super Target in Kimberlin in Mobile. Those days were awesome because it'd be a whole day ordeal.
No, dude, that is one of the first things you need.
I could really use a Miller Lite also.
Oh, a bunch of them, Randy. Randy, get us some beers.
A bunch of them. I'm not saying I'm gonna die, but I'm about to fucking die, dude. Gonna fucking die, Randy. You're gonna kill me. First you start towing people's cars, and then you kill the drummer. Goddamn.
He's just a boy.
What kind of place is this, dude?
Let the boy watch.
He's gotta learn.
I wrote this song. This one here about some of my favorite stuff. All the stuff I really like is really bad, so this song is called Bad Things. As we already talked about, you know, I've been doing this shit a long, long time. I was riding around the Walmart parking lot the other day and I seen all these stickers on the back of cars that said golf life, baseball life, river life. Well, I've been living the honky-tonk life all my life. So I wrote this song about it. Wanna hear it? Here it goes. beer and a three-piece band. That's all it takes for a honky-tonk man. I can't explain if you don't understand. Hey! Saturday night, my whole body starts itching. I know Sunday morning my wife will be bitching. Looky here, boy, you know it's a sin. You came in late and you were drunk again. These bright lights and barrooms, they still thrill me. Lord knows I still love rock and roll. And I know it's probably gonna kill me. The honky-tonk life is the only life I know. Here we go. Things start to happen when a man gets older. The summers get hotter and the winters get colder. It makes me feel young, body and soul. When I get to I have 4 sons. 4 sons, and blessed to have 4 sons. Thank God I didn't have any daughters. I don't know what I would do. But Jacob in particular was very obvious. Well, John Walker too. From the time they were little, they were just so eat up with wanting to play. I mean, he would tear all the pots and pans out and beat on them. And this was without even doing anything. In fact, when his mother was pregnant with him, we would be at rehearsal, and he would kick her so hard when she was at band practice that she would have to leave because he would kick so hard inside her stomach that he would hurt her. And so she would have to go. She couldn't hardly stay at practice. But from just immediately, as soon as he was able to move around, he beat on stuff just constantly. So it was obvious what he was going to do. And Jacob was kind of the same way. We noticed Jacob, before he could walk and talk really well, we had like little xylophones and keyboards, and we would listen, and he would be sitting in front of the television, and he would play back commercials before he could even talk or anything. And Jacob was one of the only people I've ever seen that had perfect pitch. He could hear a noise or anything, he'd automatically know what note it was. He could tune a guitar without a tuner because he knew what note it sounded like. But he was just eat up, and he participated in band all of his life, and he played just everything. He played piano, he played drums, he played guitar. He got a scholarship to PERT for playing guitar, of all things, and played with the band and everything. And he was playing a piano inside one of their thing, and the piano teacher the professor actually come there and heard him and said, "Man, I really want you to transfer your major. You said you should be playing piano." But he was just special. You know, he was just really gifted. He told me one day we was driving down the road one day, and he said, "You know what, Dad?" I said, "What?" He said, "I think I'm a savant." I said, "Son, you know what the other part of that savant is, don't you?" Yeah. But he was so sweet. He was so sweet. He was such a sweet. And I think he was so empathetic that things just affected him more than they did other people. He felt more deeply. And I think at some point he just couldn't handle it, you know. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to him. Me and John Walter, we played. I had a drummer that didn't show up. I was doing a thing called Bikers for Boobs. It was a big show, man. A bunch of people, hundreds of bikers, bikes everywhere, and my drummer just didn't show up. And I said, he was at the house, and his mama said, "Well, you can get John Walter." And I said, "I don't know," because I was worried about his being able to play 4 hours the way we played, because we was pretty much a rock and roll band. And went and got him and set his shit up, and he did it. He got down. Everybody freaked out, and so we went on a run for about 10 years. Yep. So we were one of the biggest bar bands in Mobile for a long time. But as far as the community thing, all the kids that they met that come through the house, and so many of them, Mason Falk, case in point, was one of the kids that grew up. First place he ever went and played with me was, first place he ever went and played, period. He played with me at the Blues Tavern, and he's went on to be successful. Kevin Jocelyn, one of the best guitar players, hard rock guitar players in Mobile right now, another one of mine. And just so many of them that's come through. Ryan Dyer, who come through and had a lot of stuff with the boys, who I think that I had an influence on. But actually, if you go out on the Gulf Coast, if you go see somebody play, odds are one of the people you'll see play is somebody that came through our household at some point. And I'm really, really proud of that. Have so many young men and women that have taken whatever they took from us and go out there and be successful with it. And it's a beautiful thing. And I love the way music just passes on and the way it's genetic, because besides my mother, before my mother, my grandfather, and then like my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandfather, there was somebody playing. It was one of us, you know, here for a long, long time.
Put on your high heel sneakers, with that wig on your head. Tell me what I said. Put on your high heel sneakers, with that wig on your head. What I said. Well, I'm pretty sure you realize we're gonna knock 'em dead. Drew next. Put on your high heel sneakers, wear that wig on your head. Put on your high heel sneakers, wear that wig on your head. Tell me what I said. Well, I'm pretty sure you realize gonna knock 'em dead. Thank y'all. That was our sound check. What do you think, Buck? Hell, we didn't even rehearse that one.
Yeah, it's just always been something that we were gonna do, you know. Didn't know that it was gonna be what I would end up doing for a living, really. I tried to be a union boilermaker. I hung iron for a while. I've welded garbage cans. I've traveled to Miami and made $15 per storage unit that I'd fucking take down of like Rat Pack or whatever. I've been a plumber's helper. I've built fences. I've cut down trees.
Swimming pools.
So I used to build swimming pools. I've done everything. And just what ended up being what it was just playing drums, because I've always played drums too. And finally making the decision to, okay, fuck everything else, I'm going to do this, and that's what I'm going to take care of my family by doing. When I finally made that decision and like really made it, that was it. So the selling out places, that's just fucking extra. That's never been a goal at all. You know, you don't. You can sit down in the room and be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we fucking played Red Rocks? But that's who the fuck goes plays a 4-hour game like, okay, tomorrow let's do Red Rocks. That just doesn't,
It's not
all the shit just poof happens when you decide this is what I'm gonna do, nothing else.
Manifestation.
That's it, absolutely. Fuck yes, absolutely. That shit is really true, for real. Because once you make up your mind you're gonna do something, it should be done right then. It doesn't matter how you go about doing it. The hardest part is deciding. Really deciding, because you can tell people this is what I'm going to do, but you don't. You don't believe yourself. That's
It's the full commitment.
Yeah. So the grind is the grind, but the grind you can grind in anything. Making beans that goddamn good didn't just happen today, did it? You had to grind to get there. You know what I mean? It's about learning stuff, and just the grind is the grind,
Can you talk about how, just like the relationship between you guys going that next level that a lot of people don't even understand, and you guys?
You don't hire anybody that you're not willing to fire. That sucks.
Yeah.
All of us get along very well. Like I was, worried about it a little bit because we have, just like you stick 5 boys in a fucking bus and then, end up coming into manhood together. But in those times, together we've seen some of the hardest times in our lives, singularly and collectively. Shit that we had to deal on by ourselves, and then shit that we did together. I would have thought that, you get to where we are now, or whatever, riding in a nice bus or whatever,
Private jets,
things like that you would just fucking get mad at. Nah, we all get along very, very well, and we all understand and realize what we're doing and know how lucky we are to be able to do it. And so this is the damnedest thing. We all get along very well. We all love each other. We all take care of one another, and we try to be better for each other all the time. And so that's that.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite experience so
Coming home.
far? Is that not wild? Like,
it's the best thing ever.
Coming home.
Yes. There's nothing
Can
like
we talk about your family and how close you guys are? And,
Yeah.
What's your face?
Arms reach, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, can we talk about your family and how close you are and how coming home, like, you could travel the world, you can go to the CMAs, you can go and do all this cool shit, but the best thing, and I can see it because I follow your mom, she's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Like, your family is there with you the entire time, like, really cheering you on. How good does that feel to know that your family just loves you and supports you, and how good it is just to get like a home cooked meal from your mama, like
it's good
at Christmas.
It's the best thing. I don't know anything different, so I don't have anything to compare it to. So I don't know. But it's the best. I love it. I'm thankful for it. I've heard of other people having something different, but I don't know what that's like. So
it's very grounding, huh? To know.
Oh,
that,
I hate being grounded.
Like, no matter.
I'd like to congratulate Sevens, Drew, and John Walter. They won the Billboard Award for Best Country Band last night. I thought I said Drew. Well, Drew won it too.
Chop liver, baby.
I'm real proud. I'm very humbled to be here with such a crowd and be very humbled to be playing with guys like this. I thank them all for coming out tonight. Give me my beer back, John Walter, goddammit. Randy needs to send us a bunch of beer up here. We're going to stop. I swear to God, cuz.
Hey, Buck. Hello, you are, but
Are y'all ready?
can you pull my voice out of this monitor?
We fixing to get redneck.
It's the goddamn Colonel.
I'm not gonna tell any jokes tonight, so y'all are safe. All right. Don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Just because somebody's evening didn't go so well. If I ever get back to Bristol, I'm better off sleeping in the county jail. I don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Well, we're having such a sweet night. Audience was just right, drinking like a pirate do. I don't wanna sleep yet, buddy, it's a safe bet. Raise more hell than you. Do a couple rails and chase our own tails. Talk about the bad old days. A trimmer in a t-shirt telling me your heart hurt. Honey, let me count the ways. Then a big boy busted in, screaming at his girlfriend, waving around the front go back. Bass player stepping up, brandishing a coffee cup, took it in the baby fat. Don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Just because somebody's evening didn't go so well. If I ever get back to Bristol, I'm better off sleeping in the county jail. Don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Do it, Drew. Oh, come on. Let's hear that thing, Seven. Well, I finally got the room clear, bleeding from my left ear, feeling pretty bad for the mate. I lost a couple drinks and my dinner in the sink. I woke up with the this ill made. Well, it wasn't quite morning and I wasn't quite breathing, my heart way up in my throat. The maid started screaming and the girl started screaming. I'm thinking that it's all that she wrote. Oh well, they shot me back alive and they telephoned my wife. They filled me full of Pedialyte. Saw my guts, saw my glory, it would make a great story. I ever could remember it right. I don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Just because somebody's evening didn't go so well. If I ever get back to Bristol, I'm better off sleeping in the county jail. Don't wanna die in a Super 8 motel. Woo! Hell yeah!
Is she your muse?
I guess she would be, man, because every song I've wrote is about her one way or the other. In fact, before Jacob died, I was going to call the album Songs About Your Mother, for sure. But yeah, just about every song I write has something to do with her one way or another. Absolutely. She is just, she is a force of nature. She is a cult of personality. And she don't even know it. That's one thing that makes her so beautiful, is that she really don't have a good take on what she really is, how big her personality is and everything. But yeah, she's had a great big huge influence on all of us. Yeah, and a household full of men. I mean, we've never even had a female dog. Ever. Never, not once. There's been nothing but men around her for the entire time I've been married to her, you know. I've been married to her since I was a kid. I guess I met Angie when I was like 20, 21. And pursued her pretty hard it took me a long time, but I
She's
did
a
it.
fighter.
She's tough.
Tough.
She's a tough lady. Tough lady. But yeah, and when we lost Jacob, you know, she's the only thing that saved me. And I like to think we saved each other. It was real hard on all of us, but a friend of mine told me one time, he said, you take a chain, and anytime you lose a link out of the chain and that chain shortens, you know what happens to that chain? The chain gets stronger.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, she's definitely my muse.
Yeah.
I love language. I've been a student of language for a long time, and I'm an incorrigible bibliophile. I just devour printed word, and I really love prose. Everything from, the golden age of science fiction to the classics. I like classic Russian literature. Just anything where you really get to appreciate the use of language and the command of language, I think, gives you an advantage as far as songwriting goes. You know, whether you're going to use certain linguistic things in a song or not, to be able to have that in your arsenal, I think is really important. You know, songwriting for me, I've never sat down and said, okay, I'm writing a song. They're kind of fucking delivered to me in my head. A lot of times at night when I'm laying in bed, I'll come up with, usually by the time I sit down and put pen to paper, I have the entire arrangement. There's no scratching out. I write the whole thing down and boom, it's done, you know. But on the other hand, I'm not that prolific at all. But I'm sure that the reading thing has been a big deal. I had a really odd educational experience in my life. They started trying to make me not go to school when I was 12 or 13, wanted me to go to college or whatever, and I wouldn't do it. I wish my parents had been more forceful, but they were not, you know, because I was terrified. I didn't want to go to college when I was 13, and so I didn't. But sometimes I feel like I may have squandered that, but all it means for me for having such a high IQ or whatever, all it's ever meant for me is I read a lot of books, and I read them real fast, and I retain a lot of it. But other than that, it hasn't been a damn thing. I haven't made no whole bunch of money. I've worked with my hands all my life, but I have enjoyed a lot of literature, and I think it does help with writing songs.
Do you feel like you've retired now? You had your retirement show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel fulfilled as a creator, as a musician, as somebody that has been very well known within their community? Do you feel like fulfilled? Do you feel like you can actually retire and feel like you made a difference and you are excited to kind of like see the next generation and stuff?
Absolutely. I'm not hungry for stage time. I've had plenty of stage time, you know, and at this point, I'm realistic. I mean, I'm not gonna. If I get lucky, I may get lucky and sell a song one day, or they may sell one of mine even after I'm gone. But other than that, I mean, honestly, in the age that it is, and when I come up, social media wasn't a thing, and I'm just not well suited to it at all. And I'm ready to get out. I'm very proud that my son has been as successful as he is. That's for sure a bellwether as far as what I've done is concerned, and I'm proud of that. And I want to be able to go into my little studio and write a song and record, because I can go in there and do it, and I don't need anybody else. I can play all the instruments and I can do just what I want to do, and I'm just really excited about being able to get that set up and see what I can produce myself, you know, throw it out there on the internet, let people listen to it. And that satisfies me from a creative aspect more than getting on stage and having to go work out some kind of deal with a bar owner somewhere. It's going to charge me $5 a beer to come play for 4 hours. Play $50 for them 10 beers I drank. No, I don't want to do that. I don't, and I'm over it. And I know at 55 years old, you know, I'm fat, and I mean, it's over with. You know, it's really over with. I can still go do it, and the physical aspects of it, you know, the different things that's wrong with me. If I play 4 or 5 hours a night, God forbid, that's what they want us to do. But you know, I can't walk the next day, so I don't know. It satisfies my creative hunger to be able to go sit down and write and create. And I'm really not hungry for stage time. I mean, my ego does not demand that satisfaction anymore, you know. And I know that I've probably reached the apex of what I'm going to be able to do, and I'm proud of what I've been able to do. I've made a living, a part of my living for a long time doing this, and you know, I'm very happy with that, and it is what it is, and I'm good with it.
Is there anything else you want to add? Anything in particular you want to touch on? Like,
man, I want to encourage anybody that's out there playing music, play the songs that you've written as much as possible. Stop playing covers. Dude, don't wait. It took me a long time to get there. If you're writing songs and you're producing music, do that music. When you're out playing live, do that music, and don't let nobody tell you not to. And if you're in a band and none of them is playing any original stuff and they're not into it, get out of that band. Get into one where you're going to play some original stuff, because it's really important, and I think you'll be better off for doing it. And that's the biggest message I can give you. Play your stuff, man, because there's people out there that want to hear it, and that's what we need to hear. We need to hear new stuff from new people, and support local music, local live music. Go out and see a band somewhere. It's really important, and it helps a lot of people, and it's good for your community. Hey man, I love y'all, and thank you Red Radio Productions South for doing what y'all do. It's important, and I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
thank you.
Take me back where I come from. Let me lie on the ground. That's the only way I know to lose this heartache. Deep in the heart of Dixie is where I'm bound. Down in lower Alabama, where the stars fall on the water every night, down in lower Alabama. Yeah, if I can make it back to Mobile County, it'll be alright. It's so cold here where I am, and the sky is always gray. Need to smell those sweet magnolia blossoms blooming, watch the sun come up over Mobile Bay, down in lower Alabama, where the stars fall on the water every night, down in lower Alabama. Yeah, if I can make it back to Mobile County, it'll be alright. I pawn my watch, pay my fare. Lord, I've got to get out of here. Well, I called my mom.
Hey, don't say goddamn till the last one.
Save it.
So they don't.
Damn.
Facebook won't kill the stream.
Save it.
I can completely not say it.
No, I want
No.
it. I want it. But if you say it, like boom, it should
Make it
more on that one.
impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to remember. A real good friend of mine had just got out of prison, and he had tuberculosis from being in prison. He'd been spitting in a bottle for about 2 fucking days, and I drank a big old swallow of his spit.
Harry.
Tuberculosis
He did the
spit.
cry
Yeah.
game and he kissed. Does the camera have a flashing light on it?
No.
No. Are you
What's
sure?
the little fuzzy poo for?
That's a microphone.
Oh,
Oh.
I want to touch it.
Who wants to touch it? You can touch it.
Oh, hell.
Goddamn.
Did you kill that out in the goddamn backyard? I know we're in Mississippi.
Look.
Yeah.
Is that a possum?
Real
Did
squirrel.
you get a possum?
Mole-
You got a
mole
possum?
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready for this interview,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am, I am.